On the raw, volcanic shores of the Galapagos Islands, where black rocks meet the relentless surge of the Pacific, a new life begins in the shadow of danger. Here, every grain of sand, every jagged stone, is shaped by ancient eruptions and the ceaseless pounding of waves. A landscape as unforgiving as it is breathtaking. Beneath the sun-warmed black sand, a clutch of marine iguana eggs lies hidden, their fragile shells protected from the harsh world above. For weeks the eggs have been cradled by the earth, their tiny occupants growing, shielded from predators and the searing equatorial heat. But the moment of hatching is not a gentle awakening. It is a silent alarm, a signal that ripples through the sand and stone. The hatchlings, driven by instinct, begin to break free, their delicate claws pushing aside grains of sand as they struggle toward the surface. High above, nestled among the jagged rocks, dozens, sometimes hundreds of Galapagos racer snakes lie in wait. Their bodies are coiled in patient anticipation, their senses attuned to the faintest tremor beneath the earth. The snake's vision is poor, unable to discern shapes or colors. Instead, they rely on the flick of their tongues, tasting the air for the scent of life, and on the subtle vibrations that betray the hatchling's emergence. The island holds its breath. The snakes remain utterly still, their patterned scales blending seamlessly with the volcanic stones. To the untrained eye they are invisible, silent sentinels awaiting the first sign of movement. For the snakes, this is the season of abundance, a fleeting opportunity when the beach transforms into a hunting ground. The air is thick with anticipation, as predator and prey are drawn together by the ancient rhythm of survival. At last, the first hatchling breaks through the surface, its eyes blinking against the blinding equatorial sun. It pauses, tasting the air, its tiny body trembling with the effort of its escape. For a heartbeat there is stillness, a fragile moment suspended between hope and terror. Then, driven by instinct older than the islands themselves, the hatchling explodes into motion, racing across the open sand toward the sanctuary of the sea cliffs, where adult iguanas bask in the sun's warmth. That single, desperate dash shatters the calm. In an instant, the snakes react, uncoiling, surging forward, their bodies a blur of muscle and intent. From every crack and crevice the snakes pour down the rocks, a living river of hunger and precision. The ground seems to move, alive with the writhing forms of predators drawn by the promise of a meal. The newborn, barely minutes old, is thrust into a gauntlet of peril. Each step is a gamble, every shadow a potential threat. Suddenly the sand erupts as more hatchlings emerge, each one propelled by the same primal urge to survive. They scatter in all directions, their tiny limbs pumping furiously as they race for safety. The odds are mercilessly stacked against them. For every hatchling there are many snakes, each one ready to strike with lethal speed. The chase unfolds in a blur of motion, a spectacle of raw, unfiltered survival. The air is thick with tension, every heartbeat echoing the urgency of the hunt. On open sand, a single iguana can outpace a lone snake, its nimble body darting and weaving with astonishing agility. But this is no open field. The terrain is treacherous, riddled with rocks and ambush points, and the threat is never singular. Multiple snakes converge, their movements coordinated by the shared goal of the hunt. The predators, though not working together by design, form a deadly net. Some block escape routes, others drive the hatchlings into waiting jaws. Some snakes remain perfectly still, camouflaged among the stones, poised to ambush any hatchling that strays too close. Others surge forward, their bodies flowing over the rocks with astonishing speed, relentless in their pursuit. We watch, breathless, as a tiny iguana sprints, dodges, and leaps, its every move a testament to the will to survive. A snake lunges, jaws agape, but the hatchling twists away at the last instant, escaping by the narrowest of margins. The hatchling uses every feature of the landscape to its advantage. A jutting rock becomes a springboard, a narrow gap a fleeting sanctuary. For many, The race ends abruptly. A snake's coil is swift, its grip unyielding. The struggle is brief, the outcome final. Yet against all odds, some hatchlings break free. Their speed, agility, and instinct guide them through the chaos to the safety of the rock. Some discover that stillness is their greatest ally. By freezing in place, they become invisible to the snakes, whose senses are tuned only to movement. A snake glides past a motionless hatchling, oblivious to the life it nearly claimed. The hatchling waits, heart pounding, until the danger has passed. Then, with a final surge of energy, the survivor scrambles up the rocks, drawn by the sight and scent of the adult iguanas above. At last it finds refuge among its elders, basking in the sun, its ordeal etched into every trembling muscle. This harrowing journey is the first lesson in a life shaped by the wild beauty and relentless challenges of the Galapagos. Here, every creature is born into a world where survival is never guaranteed, and every victory is a testament to the indomitable will to live. In the endless icy expanse of Canada's far north, where the wind howls across a sea of white and the sun glints off frozen drifts, a timeless drama unfolds. Here, survival is a daily test, and every creature must master the art of endurance and cunning to thrive. A formidable pack of Arctic wolves, 25 strong, moves as one through the snow, their eyes fixed on a distant herd of bison. Each wolf is a ghostly silhouette against the blinding white, their breath steaming in the frigid air. These wolves are giants among their kind, muscular, broad-shouldered, and built for the unforgiving cold. Their thick snow-white coats shield them from the biting wind, and their golden eyes burn with intelligence and hunger. Their quarry, the wood bison, towers above the snow, each one a living fortress of muscle, shaggy fur, and sweeping horns. The bison move in a slow, deliberate procession, their hooves crunching through the crusted snow, leaving deep tracks in their wake. For a lone wolf, the bison are untouchable, impenetrable walls of strength, but the wolves possess a secret weapon, unity. Each member of the pack knows its role, moving in perfect synchrony, communicating with subtle glances and body language. The winter is merciless, with temperatures plunging far below freezing. Only the most skilled hunters can hope to survive. The wolves' very existence depends on their ability to bring down these gentle giants, and every hunt is a battle against hunger and the elements. The hunt begins not with a charge, but with a slow, deliberate dance. The wolves circle the herd, their movements measured and patient, eyes always searching for a sign of weakness. Their white coats render them nearly invisible against the snow, allowing them to slip along the herd's edge like living shadows. Every step is calculated, every movement silent and precise. The wolves' goal is to sow fear and confusion. They dart in and out, snapping at the heels of the bison, forcing the herd to bunch together, muscles tensed and eyes wide with alarm. The bison respond with ancient instinct, forming a living barricade, their massive bodies pressed together, horns angled outward, ready to repel any attack. In the heart of the circle, the youngest calves are shielded from harm, surrounded by a wall of vigilant adults. The herd's formation is a testament to their strength and solidarity. A tense standoff ensues, the air thick with anticipation. Neither side dares to make the first move, each waiting for the other to falter. The wolves test the herd's defenses, probing for any sign of weakness, a limping step, a moment's hesitation, a calf that strays too far from the center. Patient as the falling snow, the wolves wait, muscles coiled, eyes locked on their prey. They know that one mistake could mean the difference between feast and famine. Gradually, the relentless pressure begins to tell. The herd's formation wavers, a ripple of uncertainty passing through the ranks. Suddenly the bison break, surging forward in a thunderous stampede. Snow explodes beneath their hooves as they race across the frozen plains, desperate to escape. This is the moment the wolves have been waiting for. They explode into action, weaving through the chaos with breathtaking speed and agility. Clouds of snow swirl in the air, obscuring vision and adding to the confusion. In this blizzard of movement, the wolves search for opportunity. The pack works with silent coordination, splitting the herd and isolating a single vulnerable bison from the safety of the group. The wolves are masters of this frozen world, their paws spreading their weight so they skim across the snow while the heavy bison slip and stumble on the icy ground. Predator and prey are locked in a primal ballet, each movement honed by generations of survival. The chase is both beautiful and brutal, a testament to the wild's unforgiving nature. The pursuit stretches on, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. Both wolves and bison are pushed to the limits of their endurance, muscles burning, lungs heaving in the icy air. At last a young yearling is separated from the herd, its sides heaving as it struggles through the deep snow, eyes wide with fear. The wolves close in, their teamwork flawless. Each wolf takes its place, cutting off every escape, their movements a silent symphony of cooperation. The isolated bison is encircled, the snow around it churned by desperate hooves and relentless paws. There is no way out. The young bison fights valiantly, swinging its horns and kicking at its attackers, but the odds are overwhelming. The wolves dart in and out, wearing down their prey with tireless persistence. The final confrontation is swift and dramatic. The pack's strategy and stamina prevail, and the bison is brought down in a flurry of snow and fur. The wolves feast, their hunger sated for now. The fallen bison's sacrifice sustains the pack, its life woven into the fabric of this wild, frozen land. In the silence that follows, the snowy wilderness returns to calm. This is the cycle of life in the Arctic, a world of beauty, struggle, and survival, where every creature plays its part in the endless dance of predator and prey. In the warm, crystalline waters of the tropical ocean, a breathtaking ballet unfolds each day, one that blurs the boundaries between sea and sky and draws countless creatures into its intricate choreography. Here a desperate struggle for survival plays out, weaving together the destinies of predator and prey and linking two worlds in a single, fluid motion. Beneath the sunlit surface, a shimmering school of flying fish glides in tight formation, their silvery bodies flashing as they navigate the ever-present threat that lurks in the blue depths. The Dorado, a swift and relentless hunter, surges through the water with bursts of electric color, its keen eyes locked onto the swirling mass of fish ahead. The Dorado's pursuit is not just a hunt, it is a test of speed, agility, and instinct, honed by countless generations of migration and predation. For the flying fish, survival demands innovation. Over millennia they have evolved a remarkable escape, the power to break free from the ocean's grasp and take to the air. With a rapid muscular beat of their tails, they rocket from the water's surface, unfurling their elongated pectoral fins, transformed into wings by the pressures of predation and the promise of open sky. In that instant, the flying fish becomes a creature of two realms, leaping from the embrace of the sea into the freedom of the air, where gravity and wind become new allies and adversaries. For a few heartbeats it glides above the rolling waves, suspended between the world it knows and the world it dares to enter. If the wind is kind, the fish can soar for hundreds of meters, riding invisible currents that sweep across the ocean's surface, sometimes even joining vast migrations where thousands leap in unison, a living constellation above the sea. From above, the flying fish glimpses the Dorado's frustration, the predator's golden form slicing through the water below, momentarily outwitted by its airborne quarry. In these fleeting moments, the flying fish experiences a rare freedom, basking in sunlight and wind, far from the jaws that snap below. For now it is safe, lifted above the dangers of the deep, a marvel of adaptation and survival. Yet the open air brings its own perils. The sky, too, is a hunting ground, and the flying fish's escape is only a temporary reprieve. High above, the frigate bird patrols the sky, a master of aerial piracy, its wings spanning wide as it scans the ocean for the telltale glint of leaping fish. With patience and precision, the frigate bird circles, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. its migration routes often mirroring the abundance of flying fish below. As the flying fish bursts from the water, it becomes a beacon for the frigate bird, a fleeting opportunity in the vast blue expanse. The bird tucks its wings and plunges, a living arrow slicing through the air, aiming to intercept the gliding fish before it can return to the safety of the sea. Now the flying fish is suspended between two worlds, below the relentless Dorado, above the swift and cunning frigate bird. It is a moment of pure tension, a crossroads of fate. Every leap is a gamble, every glide a calculation as the fish navigates the razor's edge between two equally formidable hunters. Its only hope lies in perfect timing, dropping back into the water at the last possible instant, evading the frigate bird's grasp and the Dorado's jaws in a single fluid motion. This daily drama is a living tapestry woven from the threads of migration, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of life. Each participant, fish, bird, and predator, plays a vital role in the ocean's complex web. Every adaptation, no matter how ingenious, brings new vulnerabilities. The flying fish's wings are both its salvation and its risk, a testament to the ever-shifting balance of nature. The flying fish's escape is a marvel of evolution, but so too are the strategies of its predators, each species locked in an endless cycle of innovation and response, migration and pursuit. In this world, survival is a constant calculation, a split-second decision between diving deep or soaring high, between the safety of the familiar and the risks of the unknown. For the flying fish, every leap is a breathtaking wager, a dance on the edge of existence where the sea and sky meet, and the ancient rhythms of migration, predation, and adaptation play out in a spectacle of life and survival. The Namib Desert stretches endlessly, a sea of golden dunes sculpted by relentless winds and scorched by an unforgiving sun. This is one of the harshest environments on the planet, where survival is a daily battle against the elements. Here, the sand itself becomes a formidable adversary. Temperatures soar to 70 degrees Celsius, hot enough to cook an egg in mere minutes. The ground shimmers with heat, radiating waves that distort the air and challenge every living thing. Most desert dwellers retreat into burrows or huddle in the scant shade, waiting for the merciless midday sun to pass. The landscape appears empty, as if life itself has been driven underground by the searing heat. Yet in this furnace a tiny marvel emerges, the hot rod ant, a master of survival in the most extreme conditions. These ants are instantly recognizable by their extraordinary legs, long spindly stilts that lift their bodies high above the burning sand. Each step is a calculated move, keeping their delicate forms just out of reach of the deadly heat radiating from below. This ingenious adaptation creates a buffer zone, keeping the ants nearly 10 degrees Celsius cooler than the sand beneath them. In a world where a few degrees can mean the difference between life and death, this is a vital edge. The hot rod ants are relentless scavengers, their survival strategy built on opportunism and speed. They are always on the lookout for the faintest sign of a meal, their antennae sweeping the air for the scent of the fallen. As the sun reaches its zenith and the desert becomes a shimmering cauldron, the ants pour from their nests. While others hide, these scavengers embrace the heat, knowing that the casualties of the day will soon be theirs to claim. The desert floor becomes a graveyard of opportunity. Insects, lizards, and other small creatures felled by the relentless sun become precious resources for the ants. Every carcass is a lifeline, every morsel a victory in the struggle to endure. Speed is their greatest weapon. The ants dash across the dunes with astonishing agility. Their movements a blur against the glowing sand. Each journey is a race against time, for the desert's heat is as much a predator as any animal. Every second counts. The ants must find food and return to the safety of their nests before the heat overwhelms them. Hesitation can be fatal. Urgency is their constant companion. Their lives unfold in a relentless chase, a high-speed search for sustenance beneath the ever-watchful eye of the sun. The desert is a place of perpetual motion where only the swift and the clever survive. But the burning sand is not the only threat. The desert floor is a treacherous landscape riddled with hidden dangers that test the ant's vigilance at every turn. Concealed among the grains are the deadly traps of the antlion larva, conical pits that spell doom for the unwary. The antlion, a patient predator, lies buried at the bottom of its sandy funnel, motionless and invisible, waiting for vibrations that signal a victim's approach. The pit's steep, unstable walls are designed to betray the unwary. A single misstep sends sand cascading down, dragging the ant inexorably toward the waiting jaws below. For the hot rod ant, a moment's distraction can mean disaster. The struggle to escape is frantic, a desperate scramble against the shifting sands and the relentless pull of gravity. Survival demands constant awareness. The ants rely on their keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes, always alert to the slightest tremor or shadow that might signal danger. Their long legs are not just for heat avoidance. They are tools for navigating the desert's treacherous terrain, allowing the ants to step lightly over shifting sands and hidden pitfalls. If an ant does tumble into a pit, its only hope is a frantic uphill dash. Every muscle strains as it claws its way up the collapsing slope, fighting for its life. The antlion, sensing escape, flicks sand with powerful jaws, trying to knock the ant back down, but sometimes speed and determination win out, and the ant bursts free from the trap's deadly grip. Each encounter is a miniature epic, a battle of instinct, engineering, and sheer willpower played out on a scale measured in grains of sand. In this sun-baked wilderness, every day is a contest of survival. The long-legged scavengers of the Namib Desert are living testaments to nature's ingenuity, thriving in a world where only the most adaptable endure. As the first golden rays of dawn spill across the endless plains of Kenya, a world awakens where every heartbeat is a race for survival. Here, in this vast, untamed wilderness, speed is not just an advantage, it's the law of the land. The cheetah, with its slender frame and powerful muscles, is the undisputed champion of this realm. Every stride is a blur, every muscle honed for one purpose, to outrun and outmaneuver the swiftest prey. Alone, a cheetah is a marvel of nature, capable of explosive acceleration. It can close the gap on a fleeing gazelle in mere seconds, its body built for breathtaking speed and agility. Yet the savannah is home to giants. Some prey, like the towering ostrich, are simply too formidable for a solitary hunter. Their size and strength present a challenge that even the fastest cat must respect. An ostrich, with its powerful legs and razor-sharp claws, can weigh more than twice as much as a cheetah. A single well-placed kick can be fatal, making this bird a daunting adversary. But nature rewards those who adapt. For the cheetah, the answer lies in unity. When brothers band together, they unlock a new level of strength, the strength of cooperation. Meet the Cheetah Coalition, 3 brothers bound by blood and shared experience, moving as one through the tall grasses. Their bond is unbreakable, forged in the crucible of survival since the day they left their mother's side. These brothers are more than just hunting partners. They are a family. They rest together, groom each other, and share every meal, their social ties as vital as their speed. Together their senses are multiplied. With 3 pairs of eyes scanning the horizon, danger and opportunity are spotted sooner. Their teamwork transforms them from vulnerable individuals into a formidable force. As a team, they dare to hunt what no lone cheetah would attempt. Today, their sights are set on a giant, the ostrich. The ostrich grazes, unaware of the silent threat gathering in the grass. The brothers' eyes lock onto their quarry, each cheetah reading the other's intentions without a sound. The hunt begins with a slow, deliberate stalk. Each brother moves with practiced precision, their bodies pressed low, muscles coiled like springs. Using the tall grasses as cover, they fan out, encircling the ostrich with silent coordination. From above, their movement is a masterclass in strategy, each cheetah closing the circle step by careful step. Communication is subtle and instinctive. A flick of an ear, a twitch of the tail, a shared glance. Years of living and hunting together have created an unspoken language, a brotherhood built on trust. Suddenly, the attack erupts, a blur of motion as the brothers spring into action, each playing a vital role in the unfolding drama. One brother bursts from cover, forcing the ostrich to flee in a direction chosen by the coalition. The chase is on, and the savannah becomes a stage for their breathtaking speed. The ostrich is fast, its long legs covering ground in great strides. But the cheetahs are faster still, their acceleration unmatched in the animal kingdom. As the first cheetah drives the ostrich forward, the other two brothers flank it, cutting off every possible escape route. Their movements are perfectly synchronized, a living net closing in. They take turns at the front, each brother conserving energy for the final push. It's a relay of endurance and cunning, where teamwork is the key to success. The ostrich, now surrounded and confused, spins defensively, unable to focus its powerful kicks on a single attacker. The brothers' strategy is working. They overwhelm not just the body but the mind of their prey. The coalition presses in from all sides, their unity turning the tide of the hunt. The ostrich's strength is formidable, but against 3 determined cheetahs it is not enough. In the final moments the brothers move as one, each cheetah anticipating the other's actions. Their teamwork a testament to the power of family in the wild. With a burst of courage, one cheetah leaps onto the ostrich's back, claws digging in, using its own momentum to topple the giant bird. The ostrich stumbles, its balance lost under the sudden weight. The brothers seize the moment, closing in for the final act. As the ostrich collapses, the other 2 cheetahs move in, working together to secure their hard-won prize. Their cooperation has turned the impossible into reality. Together they feast, a reward not just for speed, but for unity, intelligence, and the unbreakable bond of brotherhood. This hunt is more than a display of power or speed. It is a lesson written in the grasslands. In the wild, survival belongs to those who can work together, who can trust and rely on one another. On this morning, the cheetah brotherhood stands triumphant atop a small rise, surveying their kingdom. Through cooperation, they have become more than hunters. They are the true rulers of the savannah, their legacy written in every sunrise. Off the wild, windswept coast of South Africa, the ocean transforms into a living stage for one of nature's most breathtaking spectacles, the sardine run. Here, the sea churns with life, and every creature is drawn into a swirling ballet of survival and predation. Billions of sardines surge forward in a shimmering, undulating mass, their silvery bodies catching the light as they migrate in a colossal shoal. This living river of fish stretches for miles, a moving feast that sends ripples of anticipation through the ocean's predators. For the sardines, safety lies in unity. Each individual is just one among countless others, protected by the confusion their numbers create. Together they move as one, twisting and turning in perfect synchrony, a single organism made of millions of beating hearts. Yet this unity is both shield and snare. Predators circle the shoal, their senses sharpened by hunger and opportunity, searching for any sign of weakness or separation. In these waters, alliances form not out of friendship but necessity. Dolphins and sharks, natural rivals, become unlikely partners, their cooperation a testament to the ocean's relentless drive for survival. The hunt begins with the arrival of common dolphins. Sleek and intelligent, they move with purpose, communicating through a symphony of clicks and whistles. Each dolphin knows its role, and, together, they orchestrate the chaos to come. With bursts of speed, the dolphins surge towards the sardine mass, weaving and darting, their bodies slicing through the water. Their mission to herd and divide, to break the shoal's unity and expose its vulnerable core. Through coordinated movements and constant communication, the dolphins drive a section of the sardines upward, forcing them from the safety of the deep towards the sunlit surface where danger multiplies. The sardines, desperate to stay together, form a tightly packed sphere, a bait ball. This frantic defense, born of instinct, is their last hope against the onslaught. Now the sardines are trapped, their swirling formation a beacon for every hungry eye in the ocean. Their greatest defense has become their prison. Packed so tightly the sardines can no longer scatter or flee. The water around them vibrates with tension, every movement a desperate attempt to avoid the jaws that close in from all sides. The dolphins have set the table, and now the ocean erupts in a frenzy. Sharks slice through the water, birds wheel and dive, and the surface boils with the energy of the hunt. From the depths, sharks surge upward, drawn by the vibrations and the scent of panic. Their powerful bodies crash into the bait ball, scattering scales and sending shockwaves through the shoal. Copper sharks, swift and relentless, join the dolphins in the feast. Together they tear through the dense mass of silver, each attack coordinated, each movement honed by generations of instinct. Above, the sky is pierced by Cape gannets. With wings folded, they plummet like living arrows, plunging into the chaos below. Their beaks snap up sardines in a blur, each dive a calculated strike. The air is alive with their cries as thousands of birds circle and dive, their white wings flashing against the blue, each one a master of timing and precision. The sardines are beset from every direction, dolphins from below, sharks from the sides, birds from above. There is no escape, only the desperate struggle to survive a moment longer. In this maelstrom, the predator's actions are perfectly synchronized, each species exploiting the chaos created by the others. It is a living demonstration of cooperation born from competition, a dance of death and survival. Suddenly a shadow looms beneath the frenzy. An even larger hunter approaches, drawn by the commotion and the promise of an easy meal. With a single thunderous lunge, a bride's whale bursts from the depths, its massive jaws agape. In one gulp, it engulfs thousands of sardines, the culmination of the ocean's coordinated chaos. Dolphins, sharks, birds, and the whale each plays a role in this intricate web. Their actions, though driven by hunger, are woven together in a tapestry of survival, each predator relying on the others to create opportunity. This extraordinary event reveals the ocean's true nature, a place where cooperation and competition are inseparable, where survival depends on both cunning and collaboration, and where every creature is both hunter and hunted. For the sardines, the run is a gauntlet of terror and loss, but for the predators it is a vital banquet, a fleeting moment of abundance that sustains life in these wild waters, a vivid, unforgettable display of the ocean's intricate and often brutal food web. And in the stark, white world of the high Arctic, where the wind howls across endless fields of snow and the sun barely crests the horizon, survival is a relentless struggle. Here the cold is not just a sensation, it is a force, shaping every living thing that dares to exist in this frozen expanse. For the polar bear, the undisputed monarch of this icy realm, the sea ice is both sanctuary and battleground. Each step across the shifting floes is a calculated risk, every breath a measured investment in the pursuit of life-sustaining calories. The bear's quarry is the seal, a creature whose thick blubber is the very currency of survival in this land of scarcity. The bear's nose, exquisitely attuned, can detect the faintest scent of a seal's breath rising from a hidden hole in the ice. Yet the seal is a master of vigilance, its senses sharpened by generations of predation. In the water it is swift and elusive, vanishing in a heartbeat at the slightest hint of danger. As the seasons shift and the ice begins to fracture, the challenge intensifies. The bear's hunting grounds shrink, and each opportunity becomes more precious. Success is rare. Sometimes only one hunt in 20 ends in a meal. On this day a solitary male roams the desolate expanse, his frame gaunt, his eyes sharp with hunger. The silence is broken only by the distant groan of shifting ice. Suddenly he halts. Far ahead a dark shape sprawls on a small floe. A seal, basking in the pale Arctic light, unaware of the danger that lurks nearby. The bear knows that a direct approach would be futile. The seal's eyes are keen, its escape route just a heartbeat away beneath the ice. Instead, the hunter becomes a shadow, lowering his massive head and body, moving with a grace that belies his size. Every muscle is tensed, every step calculated to avoid the faintest sound. He pauses, nostrils flaring, reading the wind. The Arctic air carries secrets. If his scent drifts toward the seal, the hunt will end before it begins. With instinctive cunning, the bear arcs wide around his prey, always keeping downwind, his path a patient spiral through the snow. Each paw is placed with exquisite care, the pads spreading his weight to avoid the telltale crack of brittle ice. The silence is absolute, broken only by the faint crunch of snow beneath his feet. The landscape becomes his ally. He melts into the contours of the ice, crouching behind ridges and drifts, vanishing from sight. His white fur, thick and luminous, renders him nearly invisible, a living ghost in a world of snow and light. At the water's edge, he slips silently into the frigid sea, his entry so gentle it barely disturbs the surface. Submerged, he glides between floating shards of ice, using them as shields, his approach masked by the broken landscape. Only his nose and eyes break the surface, scanning, calculating, waiting for the perfect moment. Time stretches. The bear becomes a statue, motionless for hours, his patience as deep as the Arctic night. Inch by inch he draws closer, his eyes locked on the seal, every sense focused, every nerve alive with anticipation. The tension is electric. One misplaced step, one careless sound, and the fragile balance will shatter. Then in a sudden, explosive surge, the bear bursts from the water, a blur of muscle and determination. With astonishing strength, he hauls his massive body onto the ice, the floe trembling beneath his weight. The seal, caught in a moment of shock, reacts too late. Panic flashes in its eyes as it scrambles for the safety of the water, but the bear is swifter, his timing perfect. The hunt so long in the making is over in a heartbeat. Victorious, the bear claims his prize. The seal's rich blubber will fuel him through the coming days, a hard-won reward in a world where every meal is uncertain. The meal is devoured with urgency, each bite a testament to the bear's resilience and the harshness of his world. Sated, the bear rests, his breath steaming in the cold air, his gaze sweeping the endless horizon. For now he is at peace, a solitary figure in a vast, indifferent wilderness. In this frozen kingdom, the silent hunter endures, an embodiment of patience, power, and the profound intelligence required to survive at the edge of the world. Deep within the emerald heart of the rainforest, where sunlight barely pierces the thick canopy above, the ground itself stirs with a restless energy. The undergrowth trembles, leaves quiver, and the very soil seems to ripple as if the earth is breathing. This is not the work of a single creature, but the synchronized movement of a living legion, millions of army ants, surging forward as one unstoppable force. Their numbers are so vast that they form a living river, flowing over roots and rocks, unstoppable and relentless. These are the army ants, the jungle's tireless warriors. Each ant, small and nearly blind, is a single cell in a vast collective organism. Together, they are the jungle's most formidable force, feared by all who dwell in their path. Every day, a raiding party of up to 1 million individuals surges across the forest floor, a living tide that sweeps aside all obstacles. Their advance is methodical, their purpose singular: to hunt, to feed, to survive. Nearly blind, the ants rely on their sensitive antennae, feeling their way through the darkness and chaos. They follow invisible chemical trails, laid down by their sisters, weaving a complex web of communication that guides the entire army. The army advances in a broad, undulating front, a living wave that engulfs everything in its path. Leaves, twigs, and even the bodies of their prey are swept up and consumed, leaving only bare earth in their wake. Their strategy is simple but devastating, overwhelming force. When prey is encountered, the ants surge forward in a coordinated assault, their numbers alone enough to overpower even the most desperate resistance. Army ants are not picky, they're generalists, attacking anything that cannot escape. Beetles, spiders, scorpions, even small vertebrates, their hunger is indiscriminate, their appetite insatiable. As the army advances, panic spreads through the undergrowth. Insects, spiders, and lizards burst from their hiding places, desperate to escape the relentless tide. Even snakes and frogs, usually masters of camouflage, are forced to flee. The sound of the swarm is a soft, ominous rustle, a whispering warning that sends shivers through the jungle's smaller inhabitants. It's the sound of countless legs brushing against leaves, of mandibles clicking in anticipation. The front line is chaos incarnate. Creatures scatter in all directions, some leaping, some flying, all desperate to avoid the fate that awaits those who are too slow. The ants are thorough. They climb every leaf, probe every crevice, and explore every shadow. No hiding place is safe from their relentless search for food. Their efficiency is terrifying. In minutes, a patch of jungle teeming with life is stripped bare, the remains of their prey carried away in endless streams. When prey is found, the attack is swift and merciless. The victim is engulfed by a seething mass of bodies, its struggles quickly silenced beneath the weight of the swarm. Razor-sharp mandibles slice and tear, reducing the prey to fragments. Each piece is seized by a worker and carried back along the living highways to the heart of the colony. Their teamwork is flawless, each ant instinctively knowing its role. Together they form a perfect machine, every movement synchronized, every action purposeful. There is no leader, no commander issuing orders. Each ant follows simple rules, but together these rules create a complex, self-organizing system that rivals the most intricate designs of nature. When faced with obstacles, the ants become engineers. They link their bodies to form living bridges, allowing the army to cross gaps and chasms. Together they carry prey many times their own size, their strength multiplied by unity. This moving city of predators is more than a force of destruction. As they sweep the forest floor, they clear away the dead and dying, recycling nutrients and breathing new life into the jungle. Their march is so regular, so inevitable, that other creatures have learned to anticipate it. The jungle's opportunists gather, waiting for the chaos to bring them their own chance at survival. Among them are the ant birds, ever watchful, following the columns as they move. These birds have become specialists, their lives intertwined with the army's relentless advance. The ant birds do not hunt the ants, but instead feast on the insects and small creatures flushed from hiding by the swarm. For them, the army's march is a banquet. The ants are the beaters in a grand hunt, and the birds are the clever followers seizing every opportunity the chaos provides. In this intricate web of life, the army ants are both destroyers and creators. Their path of destruction is also a river of renewal, feeding the jungle and shaping the destinies of all who dwell within its shadowy depths. From the frozen ice floes of the Arctic, where the wind howls and the cold bites with every breath, to the sun-scorched dunes of the Namib, where the relentless sun tests every living creature, we have witnessed incredible stories of survival, epic tales written in the language of instinct, courage, and hope. We have seen the desperate sprint of a newborn iguana, its tiny heart pounding as it races across the sand, dodging death at every turn. The strategic patience of a polar bear, waiting motionless for hours, every muscle tensed, every heartbeat a silent testament to its will to survive, and the powerful teamwork of a wolf pack, each member trusting the others, their synchronized movements a symphony of survival. Each story is a drama, a life-and-death struggle, played out every single day across our planet, a stage where every heartbeat counts. These are not just tales of strength and speed, but of intelligence, cooperation, and astonishing ingenuity, where survival demands both mind and muscle. Life in the wild is a constant challenge, a never-ending test of resilience and adaptability. And to meet that challenge, every animal must summon a hero's courage every single day. Every animal must be a hero in its own right, facing the unknown with nothing but instinct and heart. The flying fish caught between predators of the sea and sky launches itself into the air, a heartbeat of hope, a moment of breathtaking risk. It shows us that a brilliant solution to one problem can create another, yet still it dares, propelled by the courage in its chest. Its daring leap into the air is an act of defiance, a heartbeat that echoes with the wild's relentless will to live. The cheetah brothers, side by side on the savannah, their bond forged by shared struggle, their every step a testament to unity. They hunt prey far too large for any single one of them, relying on trust, timing, and the unspoken language of family. They teach us about the power of family, the strength found in unity, and the heroism that comes from standing together. Their unity is their shield, their bond, their greatest weapon. Their success is not just a result of their famous speed, but of the unbreakable connection that lets them achieve the impossible. The social bond that allows them to coordinate, to adapt, to survive, proving that collaboration can be the ultimate weapon. In the wild, teamwork is not just a strategy, it is a lifeline, a heartbeat shared by many. Even the smallest creatures display a will to live that is nothing short of heroic, their tiny hearts beating with the same fierce determination. Against impossible odds, they press on, undaunted, unyielding. The hot rod ant, navigating a world of deadly heat and hidden traps, is a marvel of adaptation, its every step a triumph over adversity. Its long legs and frantic speed are its tools for survival, a living testament to nature's ingenuity. Every frantic dash is a race against the sun, a heartbeat away from danger. In one of Earth's harshest landscapes, survival is a daily act of heroism, and the army ants, a million tiny individuals moving as a single superorganism, become a force of nature, unstoppable, unyielding. Their collective action creates bridges, overcomes obstacles, and conquers prey far larger than themselves. Each ant is just a small part of a whole, but together they are an unstoppable power. Their unity shapes the very forest they inhabit, their heartbeat echoing through the jungle floor. They are architects of the wild, their courage multiplied 1,000,000 times over. When we look at these animals, we see more than just instinct. We see problem-solving, courage, and a relentless drive to endure. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome is a story of heroism written in the wild. The bison standing its ground, unflinching in the face of danger, is a living symbol of resilience. The sardine school swirling in a silver vortex, each fish relying on the group, every heartbeat synchronized in a dance of survival. The seal resting warily on the ice, ever vigilant, every breath a gamble in a world of predators. Every one of them is engaged in the same fundamental struggle, a battle for life, for the next heartbeat. They are all protagonists in their own epic story, each heartbeat a chapter of courage and survival. In their daily battles for food, for family, and for life itself, the wild reveals its greatest truth. Heroism lives in every heartbeat. We can see a reflection of the tenacity that defines all life on Earth, a spirit that refuses to yield. Every heartbeat in the wild is a victory, a moment of heroism, a testament to the indomitable will to survive. High above the world, where the air thins and the mountains pierce the clouds, shadows move among the rocks and snow. Here, in the realm of silence and solitude, the snow leopard reigns. With fur as pale as the mist and spotted like the stones, these elusive hunters are the ghosts of the mountains, seen by few, admired by all who know of their legend. Each step is measured, each movement precise. The snow leopard blends seamlessly into its harsh, beautiful environment, a master of camouflage and patience. Alone it traverses treacherous cliffs and narrow ledges, its powerful legs and long tail perfectly adapted for balance and agility. It is a solitary existence, shaped by the unforgiving peaks. Hunting in this world of rock and ice demands both strength and cunning. The snow leopard's eyes, sharp and unblinking, scan the slopes for the slightest movement. A blue sheep, a mountain hare. With a silent burst of speed, it closes the distance, leaping across impossible gaps, every muscle tuned for the chase. Success here is not guaranteed. Each hunt is a battle against gravity, weather, and hunger. Yet, in the solitude of these high places, the snow leopard endures. It is a master of survival, carving out a life where few can follow. The mountain shadows conceal its secrets, but every paw print, every silent stalk, is a testament to the wild's enduring mystery and the snow leopard's quiet strength. Beneath the dense canopy, winding rivers carve their way through the wild, teeming with life both seen and unseen. Here, two guardians patrol the water's edge, otters and crocodiles. Otters, sleek and playful, slip through the currents with effortless grace. Their whiskers twitch, sensitive to every ripple as they hunt for fish and crustaceans. In family groups, they communicate with chirps and whistles, weaving through reeds and over stones, always alert, always curious. Their presence keeps the river clean, balancing populations and nurturing the waterway's health. Yet just beneath the surface, ancient eyes watch. Crocodiles, armored and silent, glide through the shallows. With patience honed over millions of years, they wait, motionless, blending into the riverbank, a living shadow. When the moment is right, they strike with astonishing speed, maintaining the balance between predator and prey. Though their paths may cross, otters and crocodiles rarely clash, each aware of the other, respecting the boundaries set by nature. Their behaviors, sometimes playful, sometimes predatory, are all part of the hidden drama that unfolds where land meets water. Together, these secret guardians shape the life of the river, their stories written in ripples, footprints, and the soft splash of a tale. In the wild's embrace, the river's secrets remain safe, protected by those who call it home. As dusk falls and the world quiets, a new cast of hunters takes to the skies. In the hush of the night, owls and bats emerge, masters of the nocturnal realm. Owls, cloaked in feathers as soft as velvet, glide silently between the trees. Their forward-facing eyes pierce the darkness, while their keen hearing detects the faintest rustle of prey below. Each wing beat is a study in stealth, allowing them to swoop undetected upon mice and insects. Above and around them, bats dance through the air. Using echolocation, they send out high-pitched calls, mapping their surroundings in a symphony of sound and silence. Agile and acrobatic, they twist and turn in pursuit of moths and mosquitoes, their wings slicing the cool night air. Some species hunt alone, others in swirling groups, but all are guided by senses finely tuned to the world after sunset. Though different in form and flight, both owls and bats share the night, each adapted for survival in the shadows. Their nightly rituals keep the balance, controlling insect populations and shaping the ecosystem with every silent swoop and flutter. As dawn approaches, they vanish once more, leaving the night's mysteries intact, written in the soft whisper of wings above the sleeping earth. As the first rays of sunlight stretch across the endless grasslands, the earth trembles beneath a living tide. Hundreds of thousands of wildebeest and zebras gather, forming a vast, restless sea of life. This is the Great Migration, one of nature's most awe-inspiring spectacles. Driven by ancient instincts and the promise of fresh grazing, the herds surge forward, their hooves kicking up clouds of dust. Calves only days old struggle to keep pace beside their mothers. Alongside them, zebras move in striking black and white harmony, their vigilant eyes watching for danger lurking in the tall grass. The journey is perilous. Rivers swollen with crocodiles slice across their path, forcing the herds to brave the swirling currents. Predators wait in the shadows, lions and hyenas poised to strike at the weak and unwary. Yet it is not only teeth and claws they must endure. The scorching sun, sudden storms, and parched earth test their endurance at every turn. But together they press on. each step a testament to survival, each leap across riverbanks a triumph over adversity. In this grand, unending cycle, life and death dance together on the open plains. And as the herds move ever onward, they shape the land itself, cutting new paths, spreading seeds, and feeding the heartbeat of the savanna. Here in the grassland's great migration, the power and perseverance of nature are on full display, a journey of hope, struggle, and unity etched into the memory of the wild. Beneath the waves, where sunlight filters down in shifting patterns, lies a realm bursting with colour and energy, the coral kingdom. Here every crevice of the reef is alive. Tiny shrimp scuttle among waving anemones, while brilliant fish weave between corals that bloom like underwater gardens. Schools of silvery fish flash in perfect synchrony, swirling around towering coral spires. Above, manta rays glide with effortless grace, their wings casting shadows over the bustling city below. Yet this beauty is more than chance. Each creature plays a vital role in the delicate balance of life. Cleaner wrasses set up stations, offering their services to larger fish, nibbling away parasites in a silent pact of mutual survival. Camouflaged octopuses vanish into the rocks, while darting clownfish defend their anemone homes with fierce determination. Predators lurk too, stealthy moray eels and agile reef sharks, each hunting with patience and precision. But for every threat there is an answer. Defensive spines, dazzling displays, and intricate alliances built on trust and necessity. From the tiniest plankton to the sweeping manta rays, the coral kingdom thrives on connection. Every feeding, every hiding place, every partnership is a thread in an intricate tapestry of survival. Here, in the heart of the reef, life's creativity and resilience shine in every color imaginable, a living masterpiece hidden just beneath the surface. Deep within the emerald embrace of ancient forests, towering trees rise like silent sentinels. Their trunks, thick with age, are cloaked in moss and lichen, each ring a testimony to centuries of quiet endurance. High above, the canopy forms a vaulted ceiling of living green, filtering sunlight into shifting mosaics on the forest floor. Here every branch and hollow is alive with stories. Insects tunnel beneath bark, their tiny worlds hidden from view. Leafcutter ants march in endless processions, weaving highways that link the roots to the heights. Secretive frogs nestle in bromeliad cups, while colourful birds dart through tangled vines, their calls echoing through the leaves. Among the limbs, great apes move with deliberate grace, forging bonds and sharing wisdom passed down through generations. Below, deer pick their way through the undergrowth, ever watchful for the silent leap of a prowling predator. Even the fallen logs pulse with life. Fungi bloom, beetles burrow, and every decay brings the promise of new growth. Roots intertwine beneath the soil, forming unseen networks that nourish not just trees, but everything that calls this woodland home. Through whispered breezes and the hush of rain, the forest speaks, a language of patience, resilience, and interconnection. In this world untouched by human presence, the giants of the forest stand as guardians of life's endless cycle, their branches sheltering a symphony of existence that thrives in the quiet shade.